Okay, for number 14, find the vertices, foci, center of the given ellipse. Let's take a look at it. The given ellipse is this one right over here. Let's take a look. So the first thing I'd probably do is just, I know it's an ellipse, and let me just write this down, 10x squared. I got that part, minus 100x, 14y squared, sorry. Let's see, I got this one, minus 112, y, and I'm going to subtract 404 from both sides. I'm going to factor the first two terms, 10 comes out, and what do you get there? Let's see, x squared minus 10x. I'm going to factor 14 out, y squared minus, let's see, it looks like 70, right? I'm sorry, 7. I just mean 70. 7. 70. I'm sorry, not 70. What am I saying? That'll be 70 and 28 now. Oh, it's 8. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. No excuse, though. Really no excuse for that. 8y equals minus 404. Let me just check it. You get 10x squared minus 100x. That looks good. 14y squared. 14 times 8 is 80 and 32, which is 112. Let's complete the square. Plus 25. Half of minus 10 is minus 5. Square is 25. 10 times 25 is 250. And let's take a look. Half of minus 8 is minus 4. Square it, you get 16. Sorry about that. All right, do 14 times 16. Let me write that down for you. That's 140. You may wonder what I'm doing there. 10 times 14 is 140. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 4 is 24. So what do you get there? 224. What do you get there? Let's write it down. 10 x minus 5 squared plus 14 y minus 4 squared equals, I got to do the arithmetic here, and looking at it, let's just do a couple of things at one time. I'm going to add the 250 to the 244 first, so I still have the minus 404. And 250 and 224 is going to be 474. So if you divide by, I'm sorry, I misunderstood there. You're going to get 70. Right, relatively simple. What do I do now? Divide both sides by 70, or every term by 70. What do you get there? X minus 5, quantity squared, and then you're going to get 7 on the bottom. All right? Kind of a nasty looking number, but anyway, we'll talk about it. What's the next thing going to be? Plus, let's see, y minus 4 squared over 5, because 5 times 14 is 70, and then you get 1. So I'm pretty comfortable that I have an equation here that I can certainly write certain things down. And someone says, I don't even know what the questions are. You go back and read, and certainly they want the center, right, center. What's the center going to be? X will be 5, and the y would be 4. That's relatively simple. They also want the foci. And they also want the vertices. All right, so I got to get these guys over here. Let me make sure that if they ask for anything else in that. So vertices, foci, and center. Good. That's all they asked for. So let's take a look at this thing over here. And let's do one thing at a time. Let's do the vertices first. To do that, let's see, we got the center. I'm going to set the y to be 4. Let's put this down. And again, I'm looking at this equation here, and I'm setting y to be 4. But what do I get? X minus 5 squared over 7 is equal to 1. Because if y is 4, that term with y in it would disappear. I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. X minus 5 squared is equal to 7. Then use the square root rule. What do you get? X minus 5 equals plus or minus the root of 7. What's x going to be? 5 plus or minus the root of 7. So I can write this down. First one I'm going to write down is 5 minus root 7. And the next one I'm going to write down is 5 plus root 7. Okay, that's done. What am I going to do now? I'm going to do the foci. How do I do that? I'm still looking back at the equation, and the difference between 7 and 5 is 2. So c squared, my pen is sort of running loose over here, c squared is 2, which means c is the root of 2. And what I got to do, I got to go in the center along the major axes, right? So it's going to be, let's see, the center is 5, 5, 4, and I'm moving along that x line. So I'm going to add to the 5. So it's going to be 5 minus root 2, that's going to the left, comma 4, and the other one's going to be 5 plus root 2, comma 4. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just look at the key and see if I got what I said I was going to get, which is the center. I do see that. I got 5, 4. I'm going to look at the foci, and the foci, 5 plus or minus root 2, comma 4. I got that. Let's see if I got the vertices. You know what? I noticed that I'm writing down vertices really that are not really vertices. Let's not worry about that too much. All right, but I guess I probably should talk about that a little bit. So let me just concentrate on this one over here. 5 plus or minus root 7, comma 4. I got this one over here. And let me just talk about the other one. They're really not vertices, but they are interesting points on the curve. All right, I'll talk about what I mean by that. We got an ellipse that looks sort of like this over here, right? The vertices, the foci, it's these 2 points over here. Now, how do you do that? Well, again, you're looking back at this equation over here, and you're setting the x to be 5, all right? So if you set x to be 5, what would you get? You would get y minus 4 squared over 5 equals 1, and that's an easy equation to solve. What do you get? Y minus 4 squared is equal to 5. Y minus 4 would be equal to plus or minus the root of 5, or y would equal 4 plus or minus the root of 5. And that's where these things are coming from, all right? Now, granted, they're really not vertices, but, for the most part, there's still points that are very interesting on the curve, by the way. Thank you.